Okay friends, hello. So today we are going to learn about how to do analysis of time series on R. So time series is the collection of data according to the chronological order. Like a simplest example I can give is the collection of temperature data which is collected over a month in Mumbai or any other city. Or else you can take example as census which is collected every 12 years. So it's like periodically, you are doing it at regular intervals. It's every 12 years you are collecting the data. So uh, we will check the stationarity condition. We will determine many tests how to determine whether the time series model is like time series, the original time series is stationary or not. We will do the analysis one by one. Okay, so time series analysis on R. So what I will do first is I will import the data. So I have food grain production according to the year. So from text reader, browse quick access. I have food grain file over here. Food grain production, open. Okay, it's opening. Yeah, import. So this is my ERM production. This is my data. So what I will do is whatever I have got this, I will just copy paste it. Copy and paste. So this is a very huge name. I will just name it as FG food grains. I will run it and again FG. Okay, run. Okay, so this is here and this is production. Okay, so what I will do is now I will convert this into data frame, so you will understand why I did this. So because of further analysis, data dot frame of FG. I will run this and again D. I will run this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So before actually performing the analysis, I need to install some packages in order to have some commands related to this. So I will go to install.packages. So there are two main packages which are necessary for today's analysis is T series and forecast. So T series, I will install it. So it's taking time, 1 minute. Now it's time to install forecast. So after installing the packages, we will run the libraries on the same. Okay, now it's done. So what I will do is now, so before actually performing, building any model or before performing an analysis, what we do is we split the data into training set and test set. So training set is we train the model based on sufficient large number of observations, and testing set is based for validation whether our model is performing good or not. Okay, so what I will do is I will name it as T. I will do TR. I will name it training. So I have created the data frame, then data frame of 1 to 65. Why 65? Because you can check over here. I have 70 observations. So out of which 1 to 65 observations of second column. So second column is for production. I will take it for training. I will run this again TR and run it. So these are my observations. So remaining 5 observations are for validation. I will just look at testing TD D of 66 to 70. Second column. I will run it and I will let TD. Okay. Okay, so before actually doing any analysis, for actually doing analysis, we can plot some graphs. We can go for some plots, because plots give the virtual representation, gives a more to just speak louder than words. So I will plot one graph of ACF. Now ACF, it is used to check whether our time series, Odisha time series, is stationary or not. So let me see ACF of training. So I will run it. Okay, so I will zoom this, make it large. So what happened? Okay. So you can see over here, it is a hyperbolic decay. You can see where this is decaying. Nothing is going down and down and down. So this indicates our original time series is not stationary. So by now, this is that now that we have got a picture that this time series is not stationary, now we will prove this by using one test. There is one test called as augmented Dickey filler test. Augmented Dickey filler test. Okay, I will zoom this. So see, you can use the hyperbolic decay. So these blue color lines, these blue color dotted lines are the critical regions. So close this, and there is one test called as augmented Dickey filler test. Augmented So we want our time series to be stationary, because stationary time series have mean and variance constant. So and it's very easy to analyze the time series which is stationary. Augmented Dickey filler test. Okay. So here H naught, our null hypothesis is rho is equal to 0, and versus our H naught, H1, rho is less than 0. So this means that the original time series is not stationary, our null hypothesis, versus alternate hypothesis, our original time series is stationary. So what I will do is adf.test, its command, tr, run away. Okay, so what I got is, you can check the p-value is 0.3233. So lag order is 3. So Dickey filler test, this is a value of the test statistic, and you can check the p-value 0.32. Lag order means 3 yt minus 1, yt minus 1 minus yt minus 2, and yt minus 2 minus yt minus 3. So p-value is 0.3233. So this is greater than 0.05. If we take 0.05 as our LOS and it's greater than, so it's greater than, then we will accept our null hypothesis that our time series is not stationary. So here we are getting as p-value is greater than 5%, we accept that our original TS, I will just write in short, is not stationary. Okay. Okay, there is one more test called as KPSS test. So KPSS test of TR. So what I also, this is just a warning message, not an error. So this is p-value smaller than predicted value. So what it means that the hypothesis in both the tests are quite reverse. Like in ADF test, in augmented Dickey filler test, our hypothesis, our null hypothesis is that Odisha time series is not stationary, and here our null hypothesis is the original time series is stationary. So here what is our H naught? H naught is the TS is stationary. Okay. Is non-stationary, non-stationary, and here our null hypothesis is it's stationary. So there's no need of confusion. You can use either the tests. Okay. So now what I will do is, so as we got this, our original time series is non-stationary, so we require differencing. We will do differencing. So what I will do is, I will create one object tr1, tr1 as differencing of tr. So I will run it in tr1. So this is my difference. What I will do is, I will just plot ACF of tr1. So we will compare both the plots. ACF of tr1. What will be this? tr1. Okay. So what I will zoom. Okay. So now you can see these blue dotted lines. They are the critical regions. So first, now you can see the first line. This is always the one only, because this is a correlation between YT and YT, na? So it is always one. So look at the second leg. This is like, this is 1 2 3 4 4 and 5. Okay, wait. So you can see the, okay, so now you can see over here is, so beyond which these lines go, then it is significant. So these lines which are inside this blue dotted lines, they are insignificant, whereas these are significant. So you can see that only one line is going beyond this dotted line. So so some of you know that the ACF gives the order of moving average. And now we will plot one, the ACF of tr1. What am I getting? Okay, let me zoom this. Okay, so you can see this blue dotted line, same as described earlier. This is a critical region, and so you can check this. This line is also going beyond this, and this line is also beyond this. So this is like 1 2 3 4 5. So you can either take this first leg, or you can either take fourth leg. Both of them will give the same results. So you can assume that the maximum lag which is going beyond this blue dotted line, you can take this. So your fourth leg is going, is significant, so you will take the order. So the ACF gives the order of moving average, and the PSF gives the order of autoregression. So now we are ready with the parameters. So like in ARIMA, in ARIMA, P stands for auto regressive, Q stands for, okay, D stands for differencing, that is the integration factor, and Q stands for order of moving average. Okay, so let me so this gives order of moving average. I will have MA, and this autoregression. So now we can build the model. What I will do, model ARIMA. So first is our data. What is our data? Data. So our data is, so we can build the model as ARIMA. What is our data? TR, comma, order, combination. So first is autocorrelation, autoregressive. So autoregressive we are taking it as 4, na? Differencing is 1, and moving average is also 1. So if you want to include the intercept term also, you can just add include dot drift is equal to T. So I will run this. It's taking error, 1 second. Okay, so this mistake, say mistake, and here model. Okay, so here are this is a results. So if you want, you can do summary also, summary of model. You can get this is root mean square error, this is mean absolute error, this is mean absolute percentage error, this is mean percentage error. This all are this, you can say AIC, Akaki's values you can check. Okay, so now we will forecast. Okay. So forecast, it's our model we have built, and comma h is 5, means how many steps ahead, 5 steps, 10 steps. Forecast. So this is a forecast. So if you want to check the accuracy, you can check forecast and the testing set, TT. So you are getting here, so you can check the mean absolute percentage here. You can 5.76 and here getting 4.5, so it's quite good. Thank you.